Hey everyone, it is John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, and of course, not only the founder of the new Envision Networks. So what we're gonna learn today is how to network, and we're at Fridays, Science How to Network Fridays. And what we're gonna do today is teach you a real important trait that if you don't observe, it might bite you sometime when you are least expected. So we're gonna do a little science experiment today. What you're gonna need is you're gonna need some grapefruit juice. You're gonna need some type of a measuring device. I have a 1/4 cup. You could use a 1/2 cup, doesn't matter. You're gonna need something to put it in. And you're gonna need a box of baking soda. And you're gonna need some clean water. Pretty easy, right? And you're gonna need some paper. And you're gonna need pencil. Okay, so we're gonna start this science experiment. So I've got a box Arm & Hammer baking soda. You can get the one that's at the store if you want to save a few dollars. That's perfectly fine. They're not paying me to tell you to use this. So, all right, I'm going to take. I have got a 1/4 cup. All right, you're also going to need one more thing. I forgot to tell you. You're going to need something to. Not just stir it, but you're gonna need something to write with, and I'll explain in a minute. So I chose Q-tips, okay? And I cut one of the ends off already. All right, so now I have some water. You can take water from the sink, but make sure it's clean water, okay? That's really important. And we're just gonna pour, it can be regular cold water, it doesn't really matter. Okay, best I can. Pour it right in there like that. You can stir this around. You want to make like a little bit of a paste. You don't want more. And if I don't get enough of a paste, I'm going to put a little more baking soda in. You can see this still is kind of, still trying to mix up a little bit. Usually you want to do an equal part. If it's not quite getting where I want it to be, I'm going to add just a little bit more baking soda in there. Again, I want really like almost like a paint consistency. I want it really dissolved. So what I'm gonna do now that I've made this little solution here, it's mixture really, not a solution, it's really a mixture. Just gonna get it, it's like I'm painting. And I'm gonna paint something on this piece of paper. I'm gonna write actually. All right, so whenever you do something cryptic like this, a great way to kind of hide it is to write a shopping list. A lot of wind today. I'll start it over here with, and you want to write it in pencil. I'm gonna write here, gallon of milk. I'm gonna write, jar of peanut butter. I'll write down here that I think I need more Q-tips. And I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna put down that I need ice cream. So if we had these things listed down, people wouldn't think anything really funny about this list because it's just a list. I'm just gonna let this dry. All right, so you can't see anything on this, right? Very blank? All right, so now I'm gonna get my trusty Q-tip swab. I'm gonna go to my grape juice here. Again, it needs to be, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm also gonna make sure, because this has been sitting for a little while, do make sure you put the cap on it, because you don't wanna have, especially with myself having a white shirt on, you don't really wanna shake this and have it go all over yourself. All right, we are ready for our actual experiment. We're gonna open this up. Wow, that looks really good. You don't wanna drink this, but So I'm going to take this here. Come over here to my writing. And you're going to see, ladies and gentlemen, that it's almost like coloring, okay? Can you see that? Look what the first letter is, the. That's why I have a lot of Q-tips. I did on big paper so you guys could see it, so it wasn't like I was, you know. If you ever did those scratch-offs, it's very similar to what I'm doing here. So what we've actually done from the science experiment, for those of you that care about the science piece, I know a lot of you probably don't, is we actually caused a change in a chemical reaction, because when we cause the damages on the paper by writing with the baking soda, and then we used an indicator, which is in concentrate of grapefruit juice, it causes the reaction. It looks like we have, I'll read it to you in a second. So now if you're trying to keep something from your boyfriend or girlfriend, you can write a secret message. This is really cool. Probably take you an hour a day just to get it right. So if you remember what we were talking about networking, right? And I'm sure you've had this in school. For those of you that have gone to school or they're still in school, doesn't really matter. Probably had people that, I don't know, maybe didn't talk to you very well. They might be nice to your face, but then behind your back, they say things. And, you know, they always seem to just, I don't know, they're two-faced is what we call it. And so, you know, a lot of times you're at the cafeteria and you're having lunch or whatever it is, or you're at breakfast, and you're talking with them, and then later on, you find out that your best friend actually was talking behind your back. And, you know, in school, it may not come out right away, but it always comes out in the wash. And I want to tell you that you should never talk about people behind their back, because, ladies and gentlemen, the truth will always be revealed. You see, you never know, ladies and gentlemen, when you're going to have a friend, or maybe not a friend, who's grape juice. And he'll show up, and he will reveal the truth to everyone. So the message here today is that when you network with people, you have to realize that people are people. And so when you say something to someone, don't say something behind their back that you wouldn't say right to their face. Because what's going to happen is it's going to bite you. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, it might not be next week, it might not even be next year. Heck, I know a lot of people in high school and college, something happened in their freshman year, and all of a sudden, by the time they were a junior, it came out, and then that friend they thought that was really their best friend was really just a two-faced backstabber. Now, they didn't use any knives, but we say that because, you know, you get what I call fair weather friends, or friends that come around when you can do things for them. Well, networking is the same thing. You know, when somebody's doing too many things for you and there isn't a give and a take, there's probably going to be a problem there. Any relationship, whether it's personal, whether it's business, the truth is always going to be revealed, my friends. So you may not think that grape juice is going to be invited to your party, but somewhere, someday, somehow, he or she's going to show up, and you're going to be looking like a fool, because now you're actually being found as a liar. And that happens because the person that did that doesn't realize that when somebody says, "Did you say this?" and you say no, and then when you call them out on the carpet, the only thing left to do is to call on grape juice and say they're a liar. And we know right here that grape juice will always bring out the truth in everyone. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. I hope you enjoyed this great experiment. This is just one of many, hoping to teach you the real gems of networking. So if you're trying to do this yourself, a couple quick things I want to share with you. I used a quarter cup. You can use anything you want, but it has to be equal parts, and you have to make sure you mix it really well. You can see the kind of consistency I have there. If the consistency is not right, well, you're going to be pulling your hair out. Then once you write it down, make sure you can dry it. And it's very similar to like a scratch off. I love bringing you these experiments because, you know, when we were younger, we always seemed to be very curious about things, especially experiments. So when I can bring you a concept, whether it's a child concept or an adult concept, and I can make it fun, you're gonna remember this. And I hope that you will never, ever choose to talk behind someone's back, unless it's the same things you'd say to them, or you'd say nicer things. So that's the only time you should talk behind their back, is maybe when you want to give them a compliment that you might be too proud or modest to say to them. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the experiment, but also the fact of where Envision Networking is going. We're talking about real people and about real situations. And if you're not somebody that's going to be of a high quality and a high caliber, well, we really don't want you on our team. So I hope you're someone that's of a high moral character and someone that values networking as much as I do. I'm extremely passionate. If you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, please give this video a thumbs up. If this is on YouTube, there's a little button there. You can smash the like button. Also click on the subscribe button, depending on where you're looking. Every single Friday, we will do a science experiment, how to network with John, serial entrepreneur. Tell your friends, tell your colleagues. I hope you find this series really interesting, and I hope that it might just inspire you to become a better person, a better networker. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, and please keep tuning in to us because we're just getting started, friends. Have yourself a wonderful rest of the day.